Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. So please continue to pray for some sort of miracle to happen. I'm kind of in a conundrum at the moment. The biggest issues I would say is the fact that I live in Phoenix, Arizona. Did not enjoy the last two heat waves. I moved there in September of 2022 at the tail end of summer. And so 2023, I was grappling with a heat wave, and I was overworked that whole summer. I was juggling two different. I teach at two different community colleges at the time, and I I eventually left, but I also took on a job at a tutoring center, and obviously that was the summer that I really ramped up my art projects, and also I wrote a paper on an AI for the game of Ticket to Ride, and I was just really messed up. I was also recovering from long COVID. I caught the COVID in that spring. Thank God it wasn't during the summer that time. And then this past summer, I've already talked like a broken record about it. I had COVID during a heat wave, and the rest of the society was pretty hostile to me. So that was two really lousy summers in a row. So I'm already making some plans this summer. Hopefully, hopefully I'll have some resources so I can take a sabbatical during the summer and maybe go somewhere a little bit less dramatic in terms of the weather, and uh, please pray for that to work out. The other thing that has driven me crazy is that as much as I hate maybe this is not the right way to say it, but as much as I hate the summer heat waves in the Phoenix area, for the first time in my life, I actually have a couple of dream jobs. And so I got a little bit of a conundrum going on, right? What do you do when you have such a situation? You got a dream job in a less than dream city, but then again, I've had times in my life where it was the other way around, and I didn't like that either, right? I had to put up with a shitty job just to have a living situation that was not shitty. So either one has not been good. So my main compromise has been that I want to check out for at least part of that summer. Maybe not the entire summer, because after all, we get 5 6 months where it's over 100 degrees, right? But I can definitely afford that. I think the biggest problem is going to be the negotiation aspect of it. How and when do I bring up that I want to take half the summer off, right? Obviously, if I go in there today to blab about it, it's probably not going to go very well, right? Because right now we haven't really started the spring semester, right? But halfway through it, I'm thinking by spring break, after the midterms, and the students are really satisfied, to bring this up. Hey, boss, I got to tell you something. I got some family matters this summer. Got to spend time with some family. Would it be better for us to do? Actually, should I ask? Leave a comment. Should I ask my boss to choose whether it's better for the first half or the second half, or do I choose? Right? Because if I ask my boss to choose, I was thinking about this. He might not think it's that big a deal anymore, because after all, if the time is so flexible, why do I even need this time off, right? If I say, oh my God, the second half of this, I got some family events, right? Leave a comment, if you will. Okay, the second part of my miracle that I want to ask for is that not very many people are recognizing my art. And I'm going to have to think hard. And I came up with an idea. You guys saw last year, or just a few months ago, I was offering a reward for anybody to set me up on a date. I'd like to be doing that again at some point. Right now, I kind of have a relationship going, so I've been putting that on pause. But I hope to relaunch that. and use that as an opportunity to give away all my exotic art. And it's a lot less expensive than the other reward I was giving, obviously, and it will also get the ideas out there, right? The other thing I want to do, and I hope I don't get in trouble for doing this, is I just ordered about 6,000 Lego pieces to put together a portrait of Mary Curry. And I'm going to be putting that on the wall in my office. Last semester, I almost got in trouble for that. I had decorated our office with Mondrian squares, and then I had put together a Mondrian square of the Christmas tree, and obviously of all the bismuth, and what else did I decorate? A bunch of the anodized tantalum and all that. I hung it in a frame in the wall. My boss was really upset one day and said that I had left a lot of stuff in the office. It turned out that one of the students had come for office hours with a different professor, and they had nowhere to write on the board because I had decorated. But he didn't tell me that. He just started with, why are you leaving all this stuff in the office? So, but I really like to get the networking out there, and it brings a lot of rapport with the students too. To give you an idea of rapport with students, what I mean by that, I was working at a tutoring center 2 years ago when one of my students brought in this really fancy periodic table. It showed how rare every element is. And I was just about to show him, because he's at an age where he's going to be making some money and maybe thinking about investments. I was showing him how overvalued gold is relative to platinum, and how platinum was going for like a third of the price. I think palladium was a pretty good deal by this point too. It had crashed from $3,000 to $1,000 an ounce. It's just about to show my student when I realized that just a few elements to the right, bismuth is almost as rare as gold, and I didn't know what the price of bismuth was at this time, but I knew it was a lot less because I knew that people make crystals out of it, right? And then I went home and discovered that bismuth was only like $6 a pound, and so I bought 10 pounds of bismuth, and little did I know, within just a few short years, I would have tons and tons of bismuth, right? And so that wasn't the only time I had such close rapport with my students. And then I had another student. His mom was so upset, actually, because I was teaching him about history and how mercantilism is all about accumulating. I said it was bismuth, and then I corrected it. It's gold. And I said, but you know what? The next century's mercantilism is going to be all about accumulating lots and lots of bismuth. My student, who was saving up to buy his first car, just saving up his allowance, really, I think, decided to take less than $100 maybe and buy a small bar of bismuth online. And his mom came in and was so upset that what are you teaching him? He's buying all these exotic metals, and so but that's the kind of rapport I get with my students. And but he'll be glad when the price takes off, or maybe he decided to dabble with making art, and now he's doing, I don't know. Either way, I think he'll be glad that he heard about bismuth, because most people don't know about it. I was just at my grandmother's funeral, and my extended family wondered how much I had spent on bismuth. They thought this stuff was like as expensive as gold, right? That's most people, by the way. So it's all good. I want to network more. I'm gonna put together that I'll probably put most of it together at the student union so people can come up to me and talk to me about it, right? It'll probably take me, I want to say it's going to take me at least a couple of days putting it together. Please continue to pray for me. So what do we got here? We got negotiating the summer sabbatical, getting out of the heat wave, maybe looking for another job outside of Phoenix, but I don't want to take that gamble. Here's my dilemma. say I apply to teach at, what was the other college I looked at? It was in northern Idaho, anyhow. And I get that job. And they asked me, do you want to start teaching like next week? I don't want to quit the dream jobs I have here and then realize something is wrong, right? I wish there was like a try it out kind of situation, right? Obviously, if it's so far away, right? Or if I could put that offer in my pocket and wait for something to happen in Phoenix, right? After all, nobody's guaranteed to have a job tomorrow, right? Either a try it out or a way to put that offer in my pocket would be ideal, right? This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.